Good afternoon, Tube Dwellers. This is Pyroclasm with another Split Infinity Radio StarCraft replay. And we're going to be doing a 1 vs 1 between TKOBrien and our good friend DJ Zader. Now, I believe this is Zader's last placement match, so it's going to be Zerg versus Terran, Red versus Blue, something along those lines. The map that we're on right now is Metalopolis, and both players spawning down in the bottom part. So, waiting to see who's doing what here. And pretty standard so far, getting to a, well, not a really early wall in, but yeah, Red getting to start the wall in right away. Good move by him, just making sure that he doesn't accidentally get overtaken by Zerglings. That would be bad, okay? You always got to make sure to protect your base from Zerglings. I mean, once they get in there, they're not getting out. Till about 9 months later, when you have a baby-infested Terran pop out of an SCV, and then, surprise, it's like the movie Aliens all over again. Actually, those drones kind of look like facehuggers, don't they? That would be unfortunate. They are a lot larger. That would suck to have one of those things latched onto your head. Pretty sure it could tackle you, kind of like a football player. Both players getting to scouting. Overlord slowly lumbering its way across the map. Meanwhile, we got an SCV set up with the hot point, so making his way around the map to see if he can't find our delightful blue Zerg Zader. And the barracks is on its way for our Terran spawning pool, going up for our Zerg. Nice placement, hiding it right behind the mineral line so it doesn't get scouted by anything really early showing up. And nobody really has any clue where anybody else is right now. Not really rushing to finish off that wall in. It probably would have been better off for the Terran player if he had dropped the wall in right, or dropped the barracks right in there, at least to try and prevent any kind of an early rush up the ramp on the off chance Zader was going for like a 6 pool or something. So, lucky him, Zader's not that much of a cheeser or a noob, and he's actually building up a decent economy first. Surprise! So Zader sitting at 20 supply right now. He's got really no attack units out there. He's just got nothing but drones. Spawning pool is done, and a factory on the way for our Terran player. Queen on the way for Zader. Maybe a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit late on the Queen, but I don't particularly play Zerg, so I tell you what is nice to see, 4 minutes in, and he's already taking a ballsy move, grabbing the high-yield expansion. So if he can keep that protected, that is going to make for a nice source of income, especially since we've got a Terran player that is, for right now, still on one base, just grabbing his second gas right now. And we finally got Zerglings and that hatchery being built. Queen out, pumping in for the extra larva. There's a good tip for you Terran players. Or, sorry, for you Zerg players out there, always, always, always use the extra larva as much as possible, and also make sure that you are at least getting one creep tumor down so you can start extending the highway out. I mean, it's unfortunate with Zader having his expansion so far away from the main, because he's not going to be able to easily get a nice little path in between the two so he can quickly get reinforcements going between bases. As we see a pair of tech labs going up and an armory on the way, which I'm just going to go out on a limb, say he's hiding in the back here, because he's going to start pumping out a couple of Thors to help deal with a lot of the squishy Zerg units, or perhaps to defend against some kind of mutalisk harassment that might happen. So, for right now, not a whole lot going on unit-wise for either player. We got 17 drones, 10 Zerglings, 18 SCVs, a mule, and just 2 Marines for the Terran player. So really, if Zader were to push out right now, he could probably do significant damage to that Terran. I mean, no bunker, and he could quickly tear through one of these, especially if he went for, say, the middle one. Just rip right through it with the Zerglings. Come in. There's nothing to defend him. There's just 2 Marines, soon to be a Marauder, and a whack of SCVs. So both characters even on the... Oh, well, Zader just popped ahead in the drone count. The extra base is up. He has started mining from it. as he's getting a queen out there as well to help with the larva and getting everything running. We've got Hellions up and running at the Terran base, so now a little bit more of a standard army coming up. Still just nothing but Zerglings, 24 Zerglings for Zader, compared to a Hellion, 2 Marines, and a Marauder. Again, still not really enough to do a whole hell of a lot, but there is a Thor on the way along with a medevac, so we might see a Thor ship drop right on top of Zader. Still just a whole bunch of Zerglings chilling out at the front gate. I really, really wish that he would do something with them. I mean, he's got 32 Zerglings. At this point, if he were to charge, he could probably bust down that front door. We saw a nice little scan going down. Zader's got a lot of money right now, but nowhere near enough gas. He's got 2 extractors up, but it looks like he is only mining from 1. I hope he remembers that he's got a second, and I hope he grabs... Oh, there we go. A couple more drones that he really, really needs to grab a bunch of them, move them over. That's going to be a nice injection to the economy, though. 32 drones. Where are you going, drone? Get back to work. Nope, nope, nope. Get to the gas! To the gas! Where are you going? Oh, Spine Crawl is going up for defense at the main, and a whole bunch of drones getting to work over here at the high yield, just keeping him rolling in minerals as a bunch more larvae pop out. He really, really needs to get 3 more drones going on that extractor. He needs to start... Oh, as the Thor comes down, does a little bit of damage to the mineral line, but not a whole hell of a lot. Gets packed back up in the dropship, moved out. Really quick reaction to the Zerglings there to get them in, and honestly, had TKOBrien not had the sense to pick it up, would have done a lot of damage to that Thor. Loving the placement of these 2 spine crawlers. Again, nobody can really get Hellions back into the mineral line very easily without some kind of a dropship. And we've still just got 6 Marines, a Thor, and a couple of Marauders, 2 Hellions. So still not a huge army, 31 Zerglings. It may not be enough to take them down, but I would love to see Zader try and push out, make a charge. He's still got the Overlords moving in every which way. Another Overlord waiting over here. And a virtually undefended high yield that... Let's take a peek. So, does Brian know about this? Nope, he's got no idea anything's going on over here, and really he's got no reason to suspect it. It would be nice to see him scout a little bit, especially since we're dealing with a Zerg player that doesn't have anything extra. Like, doesn't appear to have his main, or his natural expansion taken up just yet. Alright, finally a bit of a regular army getting brought in for Brian. So he's got 4 Marauders now, 2 Hellions, still got his Thor, Siege Tank, 7 Marines, and we're still just looking at 33 Zerglings. Look at the production tab, we've got a lair on the way, along with another extractor, an Overlord. Siege Tech is being built up, and a supply depot over on Brian's side. And he's finally, Zader has finally got drones taking out of that extractor. 3 more going to work on this extractor, the extra extractor being built up. And that thing is just pooping out all kinds of larvae. Good to constantly do. Again, the more larvae you got, and they can just sit around collecting dust, whatever, but it is going to get you more units that you can potentially respond with a lot quicker. And that's one of the big advantages of Zerg, is they can just take a look, and you can see Brian's still taking another scan,